Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. If you are new here, thank you for pressing play and checking me out. I hope you enjoy what you see and stick around for a while. I have been noticing that that subscriber count is jumping up a little bit, so welcome. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. Appreciate you coming back each week and enjoy my videos. I've got quite a bit to share today. I am on my lunch break, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. I can't imagine it will. While I've got a number of projects to share, I can't imagine that this is going to take all that long. So it has been 2 weeks since I last filmed, and I've been getting some stitching done, that's for sure. So today is Wednesday, March 1st. Where in the world did February go? It's like we blinked and all of a sudden it was March. So I hope everyone has had a great couple of weeks. I did have a chance to go shopping at Stitches and Things. I realized after I filmed last time that I actually had some news to share about them that I totally failed to share. So if you've not heard of it, Stitches and Things is in Fenton, Michigan. They're closing. I had to share real quick. Stitches, say hi. Okay, if you're new here, that's my cat Stitches. Hopefully she'll make an appearance. She loves to run across the back. Many people love seeing her, so I had to grab her while I could. Anyways, Stitches and Things. The owner of the shop is planning on retiring. She had been trying to find some seller. Negotiations fell through. I had spoken with her once. It would have been back end of summer, early fall. And she said that she did have somebody that she was, trying to work out a deal with, and that person ended up with a cancer diagnosis. And so, of course, that person had some other priorities they needed to focus on. And so just the other negotiations just didn't work out. And so she has decided to enjoy retirement and is just closing the store. So end of the month of March, I believe, is when they are planning to end. So right now they are offering 25 Stitches. They are offering 25% off. I believe that's both in person and online. So I did do some shopping. I had a chance to meet up with a very nice friend, Stephanie from Cage Crafts. I believe that's Cage Crafts. She was a lifesaver. I could not find said cat's food. I just buy Meyer brand and my local store, and none of the area around me had it in stock. And luckily she found some at her local store. So we met up. She was able to pass along a bunch of bags, and so we are set for a good little while. And so we did some shopping in the meantime. So I've got a little bit to share with you on that. Let's dive into it, shall we? I have not one, but I have 2 finishes. 2? Who am I? Oh, not to mention, do I have 2 actual project finishes, but I have another page finish on a full cross stitch, full coverage piece. So I am trying to participate in what is called I Dare You Sal. So I Dare, like Y-O-U, Sal on Instagram. There's a Facebook page as well. But hashtag I Dare You Sal started from Marnie's Mixed Bag, I believe is what it is. So basically it was a matter of you list 12 different projects that you want to see finished. I thought it was an entire project finish when it was first released. It now looks like it's more of kind of a goal-oriented thing. But I put a number, the projects I put on my list are definitely projects I want to see finished. There is no reason some of these have been languishing as long as they have. So then this past weekend was, is it Stitchy Natty, or is it Stitch Natty on Instagram? She had a birthday weekend last weekend, and instead of starting a new project, she wanted to do small wins Sal. So it was or small win Sal. And so basically, it could be start a small project and finish it. It could be whatever you consider to be a small win. Was it a page finish? Was it a project finish? So I pulled out 2 different projects over the weekend and I got finishes. So that's so exciting. This one, I don't have an actual picture for it, which it's done, so you don't need an actual pictures. I don't think there was like a stitched model of it or anything. There we go. This is our pattern released by Bendy Stitchy. Vote. This is actually a gift chart. It is available for free on her Patreon, so you do not have to have a paid subscription with her to get this. She does have it listed as a public post. She has it charted in 2 different colorways. I went with all black for what is it, Black Sampler November. Thought it was quite fitting, and I got it done. So when I first picked this up last weekend, or just recently, I think I might have shared this as a whip last week, 2 weeks ago. So it seems like I had 1 flower piece done and then 2 letters. So when I picked it up the other day, I just had the T, E, and 1 more flower to finish. This is stitched on a piece of, I think I counted it out to be a 16 count. I don't remember. It's a cotton, color and cotton grab bag, so I don't have a color name. It's a beautiful neutral though. I wish I knew what the color name was so I could get more of it, because it's definitely, it's not white, it's not gray, but it's in between, and it is a great piece. This is stitched with Leo and Roxy floss, which is now Roxy, Roxyco, in the color Vampish. That it's just basically black, and I used pretty much every last bit that I had on the skein. So I had to do a little bit of frogging on this. Well, no, I ended up fixing my stitches on here. I don't know. It's a good thing that I didn't have to have any more, because I was actually thinking that if I did run out, that the little back stitch lines on the last letters, I was gonna have to pull out like a DMC 310 or something, because I was getting really close. But yeah, that is Bendy Stitchy Vote. I do realize that this motif is up 1 stitch too high. I wasn't frogging it when I realized it. When I moved over, basically it's literally 1 stitch too high. By the time I realized it, I was not frogging it. Plus, not to mention the fact that I knew I was getting close on ending in the thread. I wasn't about to. It looks good the way it is, and if I didn't say anything, you probably wouldn't even notice. So, thank you so much to Michelle for gifting us that chart. That will eventually go into my stitch journal. And my next finish, I wish I had the ability to do before and after. I probably could pull it up on my iPad, but we're not going to do that this time, because I got a lot done. This is We 3 by Lindy Stitches. When I first picked it up, I had these 2 cats done, minus the whiskers, and part of the border across the bottom. So I had to finish the border, finish the cat, and the words, and, you know, everything else. And I got it done. So I probably have less than 10 actual stitching days on this. I started this back in 2021. There is no reason that this should have been lingering as long as it did. But I love it. Glad to have it finished now. This is stitched on a piece of DMC Charles Craft in Grasshopper. It's just a 14 count. I had it in my stash. I had an original idea for this. Never stitched the idea that I had. And when I found that piece, as you can see from the color background, man, is that bright. It ended up being the perfect color for it. And here's my finish. And yes, it's that bright. It is a very neon green. 14 count, definitely ate up the floss, but I think it looks good. Right, if you're looking at it in person, right in front, the coverage definitely looks a little more sparse, if you will. It's what 14 count 2 strands does, but looking at it through the camera, that coverage looks really good. So, words say, when shall we 3 meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? I love this piece. So, eventually I would like to get it framed up. My local Michaels has a great framing option where you can pick a frame off of the like pre-manufactured frames, and they will, I think they pin it and stretch it around foam board or whatever, mat board, whatever, and then they'll assemble the whole thing in the frame together for you. If you haven't seen me talk about that before, great option. So I'll probably end up doing something like that. All right, moving right along. I'm gonna have to take this piece off the key snap because I forgot. This has been my focus piece. Boy, has it been a focus. I got over 8,000 stitches completed in the month of February. I was just looking at the numbers a little bit ago, and I am just over 17,000 stitches remaining to a finish. I'm at like 78% and some change. So we're getting there. I was just watching another Flosstube, and somebody was talking about how many stitches they had to stitch a day to get their project done by like the end of the month or whatever. So I did the math just for the end of, to have it finished by the end of April, I would have to stitch 282 stitches a day to get it done by the end of April. Totally doable if I wanted to. I'm not putting that kind of a pressure on it. I am definitely stitching as I'm gonna ride the wave of stitching this as long as I, can. This sat for over a year untouched because I just didn't want to work on it. I think I got really burned out on it trying to do a 25/7 project on it, which, by the way, just so you know, 25/7 project challenge initially started by Julie from Reflections and Framing. There is a YouTube channel, or on her YouTube channel, I want to say it was like December of 2021, if not earlier than that. She is the original person that created the 25/7 challenge. So just to put that out there. I've been hearing other people getting credit for that. Julie McConnell, Reflections and Framing. So I used this back in like it would have been the end of 2021. And I knew I wasn't going to finish it, but I wanted to see how much I could get progress in a month. I remember not even finishing that month. I was burned out. I think I was in a really high confetti area. So the project sat for a year before I actually picked it up again. And now I'm loving it. I wasn't wanting to take it fully off the Q-snap, but at this point, might as well, huh? But we're still not. Because since the last time I shared this, I got another page finish. All right. I wasn't going to, we're just gonna take it off. Easier to share, right? Here we go. And that's the full piece. This is Mini Stitching Moon, artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth. Usually I say that when I hold up the iPad, but I forgot. So when I finished it, or the page I finished the other day, this is the bottom corner. This is the bottom. So I have 6 pages remaining, 2 of which are like the normal, like they're full-size pages, but I've got stitches on nearly every page besides I think maybe the bottom 2 pages. Otherwise I've got stitches. So I figured out that's 6 pages remaining. I probably have stitches on at least 4 of the remaining 6. So there we go. And right in here is going to be a huge swath of white. I think I've got just under 4,000 stitches of 3865 remaining. So it's going to be a lot of white, but I anticipate it's going to go pretty quickly. Even though it's white on white, it doesn't seem to go that bad. I'm stitching this on a piece of 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. And because we're just now into like the water, the horizon meeting the water and that, it's going really quickly. So I have stitched this for the Facebook group Semi-Sane Stitchers. they have a monthly focus challenge. You have to check in every 1,000 stitches. So I know I checked in 8 times in the month of February for that piece. So great progress on that. The next piece that I'm going to share is Ink Circles Pedal Pusher. This is a roll your own, so RYO. This is sort of what it's going to look like, but I changed the colors up completely. So because of it being the whole roll your own, basically it gives you the different, like, it gives you instructions on how to pick your colors. So you need a light, medium, and a dark, like shade of, I think it's 4 different colors, 3 or 4 different colors. I've explained it before. I am stitching this as a round robin, hosted by Michelle Bendy Stitches from her Patreon. Make sure I hold it up right. So I'm only going to have to stitch a quarter of this, so this is my portion that I'm responsible for. And so I've now started coloring it in, basically. I was planning on doing a color completion, but some of it was getting a little annoying with how much I was having to change. So then I just decided to start focusing on an area and filling in. So as you can see there's a couple different shades of purple. It's really pale. What is it? 211 maybe? Super pale purple. I am loving the pop of color that it is giving. So that's what that like really pale splotch is right there. So I'm just single stitch in that. But yeah, this is stitched on a piece of 14 count. Fabric is from Fangirl Fibers. Color name is Creepyland. So that is going to be my round robin. I need to get my colors filled in by the end of this month, now that we are in March. I'm supposed to be shipping that out to my first person by the end of the month. So the next project that I picked up, after getting those 2 finishes from over the weekend, I decided to pick up the next project for the list of this I Dare You Sal and see if I can start focusing on getting that one finished. Not quite there yet. It's from a magazine, so this is from the 2016, let's see, I got it noted here. April 2016, Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's shown as 2 different patterns. My original plan was that I wanted to stitch them both. Maybe I will eventually. My material will hold them both. But the one I'm focusing on is this little sunflower. That sunflower is full coverage. But obviously, as you've seen, I love full coverage. And I didn't even put my floss all the way through. So here we go. So when I picked it up, I had all of this inner portion done, started working on the frames. So I did the frame, this is the lower left corner, and then up. And so then this is all finished here, this flower. So now I just have the other 3 corners to go. It's rolled up here. This is a 16 count. I don't remember what it is. Sea Spray. I don't have the brand name, so I don't know if it's just a Witch Alt. No, it's not Witch Alt. I don't know. It could be. I got it on 1, 2, 3. But there we go. It's been fun working on this piece again. I haven't worked on it in a really long time. It's going to be another one of those, why was it languishing for so long? At the rate that I'm going. So we'll see. I'm definitely not putting other projects down to work on it, so we'll pick it up again probably here in the next couple of days. Moving on. Gotta make sure I pay attention to the time here. Last night I picked up Cottage Garden Samplers, Songbirds Garden Series number 5, Bluebird of Happiness. This was my New Year, New Start. And this is stitched on a piece of really pink material. It is an 18 count Bestitch Me. I was going to say Picture This Plus, and I knew that wasn't right. Bestitch Me in the color Punch, and it is definitely pink. This was in one of her summer boxes it was a beach theme box a couple of years ago, and so it's definitely pink. So when I picked it up, I had, like I said, I started this as my new start this year. I had one flower done, started on this flower, so I finished filling that in and started building the house. So good to see some progress on that. I'm wanting to get back to working on it again too, so I don't know if I'll pick it up tonight or, you know, again sometime soon. But that is my Bluebird of Happiness. I love this series. I eventually want to stitch them all. I want to stitch everything. So that is all of my stitching that I have to share. I do have some haul to share. If you are watching this today, so Wednesday, March 1st, it is through Friday at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Heaven and Earth is having a 50% off sale. Amazing. I've already bought a pattern. It just went into effect at like midnight last night, and so then it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 50% off sale. I had to get something. It's been calling to me. I recently came across this and added it to my wish list, and what better time to get it than on a 50% off sale. It is a little bit of an adult picture, so if you've got little ones, you may not want them to see. It is called Companions by Bridget Ashwood. Oh, I love her. She's so stunning. It is definitely a different picture than what I usually go for, but I think that's why I like her so much. So, okay, if you were hiding children, it's gone. Yeah, that's all I need that. So, if you want something from the sale, you've got until Friday. So, what is that, the 3rd? And next little bit of haul is this would have been from February, Bestitch Me Fabric Club. If you get anything related to the colors and you don't want to be spoiled, look away. It's definitely a bright one. Here's the color name. This is definitely one of her brighter ones. No clue what I'm gonna put on this yet. And yeah, it's about that bright. It's pretty. I don't usually go for something that strongly modeled, that drastic, and that's usually why I really like Bestitch Me, is because, you know, you get some variation in the fabric without it just being a solid color. So, I don't know. It'll be thrown in the stash. Who knows? We'll find something for it. Okay, if you were looking away, you can come back. So the last little bit that I have to share is my haul from Stitches and Things. Anytime you buy from in-shop or online, she always throws in some freebies. So I'm just going to hold it back a little bit. That top one, that's a Barbara Anna, and it's adorable. And then we've got a, I don't have a, oh, From the Heart, Wendy Petros. Love mini Quaker, so much of little hearts. And then we've got a Poutini, and then just something called Queenstown Sampler Designs. So, great little freebies. So I was going through the floss wall. Stitches and Things has this awesome like floss room. So there's 3 walls that are covered in flosses. So all of the different floss dyers that you can think of, including, you know, including all of the silks and all of that kind of stuff. So I was just going through, nothing, I didn't have anything in particular in mind for these. They were just really pretty colors, and I like getting colors like these to do quirky Quakers from Darling and Whimsy Designs. These are great little options for doing things like that. So we got a Classic Colorworks in Granny Annie. That shows good. It is definitely a navy with black, or maybe like 939. Definitely goes into some very dark blue. A couple different shades of blue. And then we've got a Gentle Arts Tutti Frutti. Gentle Arts Raspberry Parfait. A Threadworks 1138. So kind of really peacock. I was on a Zoom call last night and someone described it as that. Great way to describe peacock colors. And then a Romy's Creations. I got this just because of the color name. I thought it was funny. Acid Dream. And it's blue and yellow. So very pretty colors. No plans at this point. I'll probably pull out. So March, Michelle Bendy, Erin 2 Martini, and I think Steph from Cage Crafts. I know last year they did it, and I think they're doing it again this year. Quirky Quaker Birthday Sale. Maybe it's B-Day sale. So stitching all the Quirky Quakers. So I know last year, I think I just did it for the month of March. I had a Tiny Decisions wheel, so the app Tiny Decisions, on my phone that I just listed all of the Quirky Quakers that I have in my possession. There's been so many more released since then. So I just spun a wheel and stitched what came up, because there's a lot to choose from. So hard to decide. So I may get back to doing some of those again. Who knows? The only thing that I have planned, set plans, because I don't usually plan everything ahead of time, next Thursday, so March 9th, I have planned to start mini Brush with Magic. Artwork is by Lisa Parker. Thursday is going to be Stitch's Adaptiversary, and so I thought that would be a great way of celebrating my adapting her. And so I've had the floss and material for a couple weeks now, and I've been itching to get started on it, but I'm trying to hold myself off on actually starting it, and because I just think that's going to be a great way to celebrate her anniversary. That's all that I have stitching related. The last couple of times, I think last time or two, I shared that I am part of Post Crossing. So it's a website, postcrossing.com. And so I got some postcards. So I just thought I would share them. They're really cool. This one came from Brazil. I guess it's a museum that in, I don't know how to pronounce it. S-A-U? Paulo? I'm so bad with names. That had been closed down. I'm just reading the back of it. It had been closed for 13 years while they were doing a renewal on it. So that would be really cool to see. So that was from Brazil. And I got one yesterday. This one came from Spain. And they mentioned about the, right down there, the paella that's on the front. And man, does that look delicious. Looks like it's got some shrimp on it, or prawns. I'm hungry, so that really looks delicious. And then today, where's the other one? I just got one from, this one actually came from New Jersey. But it's advertising, I can't read that backwards, Portugal. So it's advertising 1,000 miles up the river Amazon. That's really cool. So it's been fun getting those in the mail. Like I said, I just got that one yesterday, got this one today. This one came in last week or so. And so yesterday I sent one out to Germany and Japan. So that's really cool. It is funny, for some reason, I've now sent like 4 cards to Germany. I don't know why Germany keeps popping up. Oh, geez, I didn't even share the rest of what I got from Stitches and Things. You've seen this one before, of course, swans. I need to get back to stitching on that one. And then the this newest one, this other one, I don't even know when it came out. I've never even heard of this designer, Stitch and Needs. So there's the logo. Never even heard of them. But look at this adorable black cat. Because, you know, black cats. I have a thing for them. I was trying to point to. That's a diamond painting up there. If you haven't been here before, that's a diamond painting from Diamond Art Club. It is so sparkly. But yeah. So this is called Fall Black Cat. So that'll be fun to stitch. It is 106 by 116. So decent size. But all the black cats. Okay. Now that's all I have to share. It is about time that I get this wrapped up because, like I said, I'm doing this on my lunch break. I need to go find me something to eat. That is the great thing of working from home, though, is that I'm able to sit here and film on my lunch break, and I'll be able to get this loaded, and, you know, it'll get to doing its YouTube-y thing once I'm back, you know, sitting at my desk working again, and I'll be able to go find some lunch, so I'm not wasting all of my lunchtime having to eat or anything. I love working from home. It's a great option. So, looking around, now that I realized that I had forgot to show those things, I think that's all I have to share. Things are going well here. Last week I took a half a day off and then took off Friday. I went and played pinball. My sister and her husband usually go most weeks to a shop in Grand Rapids, which is about an hour and a half from their house. So from here, almost 2 hours away. They usually go every week. Not with taking into account weather. It's been too difficult for me to be able to go on a Thursday night just because of that 2-hour drive, and I'd be getting there right at the starting time, if not, you know, even being late, and then it's 2 o'clock by the time I get home. So I decided to take a random Thursday afternoon off work, and then I took Friday off just so I didn't have to worry about, you know, working until 2 a.m. and turn around having to be right back at my desk. That was fun. I didn't do so great, but actually, now that I think about it, dead last. Second time this year that I've done that. There was 45 people, and yep, I finished completely last. It was fun though. I've said it before. There's a really great group of people that they've gotten to be really good friends with, and so fun hanging out with them. That's about all that's going on. Working, stitching, pinball some here and there. A little bit of diamond painting, but there's a lot of days that I'll sit here on my lunch break and actually work on a diamond painting while listening to some audiobooks. This week I've actually been stitching on my lunch, usually. I think the other day I did take a nap yesterday. But that is the wonderful thing about working from home. Okay, I'm just babbling now. I gotta get back to work. I appreciate you guys, gals, everybody, for coming back each week. If you're new here, again, I appreciate you. Check me out. Hope you enjoy what you see. If you've got any questions about everything that I shared, I'm gonna try to remember about doing better with the comments. I make no promises. But always feel free, ask questions. I'm more than happy to answer anything. So take care, everybody. We'll see you again, hopefully in a couple weeks. Bye. Okay, that's not the thing. Bye.